What's good? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of The Real Deal with Rich Fantasy, powered by IMN Media. What's up with everybody? How's everybody doing today? On today's show, we're going to talk about some of our favorite albums of the year. So you already know, man, one of the ones that we got to start out with is Drake's Certified Lover Boy. So it came out pretty much mid-year, and it's one of those albums that pretty much captivated the audience. It's captured a lot of attention. So one of the things and some of the favorite joints that I have off the CD that pretty much, it kind of brings me in a category to enjoy that CD more than some of the other CDs, because I like the cohesion of the songs and the flow of the CD. So some of my favorite joints on there definitely got to be Poppy's Home for sure. Way Too Sexy, that's a big club song. People like to hear that one. They like to part of that one. The video for that is definitely crazy. People enjoy the collabs with Drake and Future all the time, so there's no problem on there. One of the ones that's catching a lot of attention right now is definitely that Knife Talk with Project Pat and 21 Savage on there. 21 Savage, he's always able to bring a certain flair, a certain flame to albums and songs. It's definitely when he makes a guest appearance, so I can't really be mad at that one. Of course, Drake came through with a Jay-Z collab on our own Love All. Now, me personally, that's not one of the songs that I'm big on the album, but I'm not really too mad at it. So, Poppy's Home, that's one of my actual favorites on there. I like the way that, he brought Nicki in there. Nicki, she hasn't pretty much been out for the year. She's came out with a couple singles or something like that, but as far as like albums is concerned, we haven't heard too much Nicki Minaj this year, so just hearing her just talk on that song, it brings a good vibe to it. Of course, people like when Drake and Lil Baby get together, so they brought a little heat to the album before it got ready to come out with the Wants and Needs songs. So the Girls Want Girls song was, some of that was good, some of that was enjoyable. And then, he finished with, Travis Scott on there on the Fair Trade song. He has No Friends in the Industry and other songs. So the thing about Drake is every time Drake drops a song, a new song, he definitely comes through. He captures a lot of attention. He grabs a lot of time. So one thing about it is, especially with this release compared to the other ones like Take Care, So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, this is one of the better projects that came out. I'd like to put it in the category with the Scorpion CD as far as like the sound and the tone of the CD, but it's not one that I'm mad at. So another CD that came out, and of course, I gotta keep it within the same lane. Kanye's Done the album. Now, me personally, when it comes down to Kanye and his albums and his materials that he's putting out, this is not in my top albums personally, but it's one of those albums that, like I said, it caught a lot of people's attention. So, with the songs like Jail's not a bad song. But it's just one of them songs that for me personally, especially with being a DJ, I'm not gonna go out my way to just play too many times. The Hurricane song though, I do like that song a lot. So, with Lil Baby and The Weeknd on there, I like it, but it's just something about the way that song is mixed in the production and how the vocals are on there that I'm not really too big on, but The Weeknd did his thing, Lil Baby did his thing. So one of the other songs that I do like is the old OK joint. Me personally, I would like it if it was shorter. So I know that's kind of crazy because it's a 3-minute song already. But if you just kept it like one verse or something like that, I don't think that'd be too much of a bad thing. So he had guest appearances all over this CD. But I think, it kind of probably would end up being better if he just kind of like stuck to his guns and kind of like did his things on there. Me personally, I'm a more original Kanye album fan, so some of the early work, so I'm more of a Dark Twisted Fantasy, Graduation type guy. But the thing about it, especially with the new CDs, I'm not mad at him with the new ways that he goes as far as the creation, because it's like the Ye album wasn't bad, Kids See Ghosts wasn't bad either, but I think it's just a lane for everything and it's a timer for everything. So, Kanye, one of the things that he likes to focus on is he like to work within like the newer realm, I guess, of like sound or something like that. So, when you're trying to be ahead of everything, you're trying to be a trendsetter, everything, I can't really knock him for, especially as being an artist, is exploring new sounds and looking for new vibes and new trends. So another album that I want to get into talking about today is the Silk Sonic album that just came out. So it's a lot of different songs on there. It's some that I like and it's some I don't. Me personally, as far as the album, I don't think it's a bad album, but also at the same time, I don't think it's a great album. Me personally, I think instead of trying to follow up the success of leave the door open, because that's it's a big major song. It's a big major song with a big major sound to it, and it has a traditional sound. So me personally, especially like as a fan, I don't think that you know they should have went to try to duplicate that sound on the whole album because that's a hard sound to follow, especially with a song that big because that's a song that I feel like it's a feeling type of thing. So it's one of them things that you could just kind of like capture in a bottle one time. But I'm not mad at the album. It's just something that I don't think it achieved what I was looking for from an album that was gonna have that complete sound. Now, if they would have went to more modern sounds and built it around the Leave the Door Open song, or kind of set it up in a better way, I think I would have personally liked the CD better. But there's some songs on there that's not bad songs. Like the Smoking Out the Window song, it's not really a bad song, but it's not really a great song. It's a song that I think is catchy. I think it's one of the things that audiences like, and I think it's one of the things that especially like people just want to have fun with. So especially when I see the songs like that, I see Skate, then I see Fly As Me. Those are some of the songs that I'll kind of give you a good vibe, give you a good feel. So it's just like with the album overall. If I had to rank it, I'd put it kind of like in the middle. So I wouldn't give it a one and I wouldn't give it a five. I'd give it somewhere like a three or something like that. But going into further albums, one of my favorite CDs that I've listened to, and one of my favorite albums I've actually heard this year is actually Doja Cat's Planet Her album. Now, that album, when you definitely hear it, it has a sing-songy, poppy, melodic type sound to it, melodic type feel to it, but there's a lot of heat on that CD. It's a lot of heat, it's a lot of fire, it's a lot of good songs on that CD. So it definitely starts off like with Woman. Woman is actually a good song, good feel. You got a lot of good, nice drums on that one. Something that people could dance to and something easily chat to. Then you got other songs on there like Getting To It. That's one of the songs that I can tell you from personally, just from especially when I'm going out spinning records and stuff like that. That's one of the joints that a lot of ladies like. That's one of the ones that they like to dance to. It's it's kind of like it's kind of like with this the entire CD, with this entire album. It's one of the CDs that ladies just pretty much grabbed it and they say, okay, one of ours right now. So this one of our things right now, and like I don't really blame them because it's really well put together and stuff like that. Some of my favorite songs on there definitely is You're Right is one of my favorites. Kiss Me More is one of my favorites too. I think both of those songs are greatly written. I like the sound on them. I like the production on them, and I like the her approaches to them. But she does a lot of singing. She does a lot of rapping. Like she has a song with JID on there. That's a song that's super hard. Like JOD is one of the like more talented rappers that a lot of people might not know, but also at the same time he's one of the ones who can cross over into the mainstream audience, but also can carry his own and hold his own weight up next against anybody out there. So you got that. Like I said, you got You're Right. You got Options. You got Ain't Shit. I remember when Ain't Shit first dropped. That's one of the ones that just instantly just got a lot of attention and instantly just started trending and stuff like that. So one of the things, especially like with her, man, Doja has the look. She has the appeal. Her stage show, when watching her stage show, is actually getting better and better, especially when you add in the elements of her actual video presentation and her actually looking, her design. So it's one of them things where it's just like you see a artist who begins to catch attention and begins to catch traction from just grabbing attention, going viral, or what they'll say, I guess, like the TikToky type people. Especially, it's kind of, I guess, kind of difficult sometimes when you get a chick and you get a woman who's actually like attractive and you put it out there. But like when it comes down to like the artistry and the ways that she's been able to present herself and present her projects and stuff like that, the uniqueness, I put it up there with some of the top artists that's out right now. So just from like the hip hop, especially with the R&B sound, it's definitely, her album is one of the ones that I was surprised by, because like I said, it's more so of a pop record, but it's like I think it's a great pop record. Some of the other records that I was talking about definitely more hip hop, R&B, more soul type joints. But for me personally, and well, most of the music that I listen to just definitely in my spare time, those are some of my personal favorites. But it's a lot of other CDs and a lot of other albums that I still gotta get around to that I want to check out. And this year I feel like it's overall been like a good year for the music, been a good year for production, and I think it's been a good year for artists and their creativity as well. So you already know what it is, man. It's your homie Rich Fantasy. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Rich Fantasy. For discounts on hip hop jewelry, definitely make sure you check out the Gold website. We got a link in the bio on all our pages. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you get some discounts for that. Definitely coming up across the holiday season. If you're in Texas, definitely make sure you come out, see me spin, listen to my joints. And yeah, man, until next time, we're gonna be back, man. This is The Real Deal, powered by Iron Man Media. Until next time, peace.